And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Telarus CEO and co-founder Adam Edwards and co-founder Patrick Oborn.
Welcome, everyone. I'm not sure if I've ever done a tech reveal after breakdancing before, but this is a first. Kind of awesome. Everyone having a good time so far? Yeah? Awesome. Well, this is really, for me, one of my most favorite parts about Partner Summit. It's what we call our Christmas in June. It's the time where we get to launch new technology for our partners. Again, like Adam said yesterday, everything that we do here at Telarus is really partner-focused, and this is no different. One of the things that makes Telarus unique, and you guys probably all know this, is really our passion for software development. We believe that as this industry continues to evolve, there are going to be things that we have to do as agents, as master agents, and as suppliers to really automate things and streamline things so that we can all stay profitable, because we're all here for one thing, and that's to make money. Well, and to have friends too. That's always good when you're making money. Good to have all of the above. And technology and software and automation, we saw yesterday on those sales charts, some of those curves going up. The thing that we always see in technology is that the prices of everything keeps coming down. The price per meg keeps coming down. The carriers keep consolidating. What does that do? It drives their costs down. So what that means for us is we have to be able to keep our MRR up. We have to sell more. We have to sell things that are bigger, things that are more complicated. And in order to do that, we're kind of like the Transformers, man. We need to bolt ourselves and surround ourselves, wrap ourselves in technology to make sure that we have the most efficient way of doing business possible at our disposal. Here at Telarus, we've been building software literally since day one. When people ask about a little bit about the history of Telarus, what we always tell them is we built our master agency the exact opposite of every single other master agent out there. Most master agents came in with a sales background, they came in with some agents, they came in with some partners and some customers, and they kind of just grew their sales, and eventually they got to a point where they're like, I think we need technology. This is pretty interesting. Telarus was the opposite. Our first 5 hires were software developers. And then we started doing so much stuff online and so much automated stuff. We were so streamlined, we started getting partners to join, and we said, you know what, we might need a back office. I remember having that conversation with you in Chicago, saying, I think we might need a back office. Everyone else seems to have a back office. We don't know what we're doing. Let's get a back office. And so we've really done the technology side first, and it's really always been in our DNA because, again, it's something we're super passionate about as we see other industries leverage technology very successfully in finance and retail and travel and all of these other verticals. Technology really is core to what they do. And then we're here selling the most advanced technical products the world has ever seen, and we're still emailing and leaving voicemails. And so, again, that's kind of, drag your fingers down the chalkboard for us. And so every single year at Partner Summit, we have a tradition of rolling out new technology. In fact, when the IT development staff who's here with us today gets together in November, October, they say, all right, next June, what's the big reveal? What are we going to build? And so we get together, and we have always something ready for you guys every June. Again, and just another reason to plan on coming to Partner Summit, just a little gift for you. So in the past, we've launched several interesting items at Partner Summit. I don't know if any of you guys remember anything that we revealed in the past. Anybody remember anything? What's that? The Telarus app was, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. We said, pull out your phones, go to the iPhone store, type in the word Telarus, boom, app on your phone. Anybody else remember a tech reveal from the past? What was last year? Hosted UC and GeoQuote. That's right. Go in there, type in an address, type how many seats you want, type in what CRM integrations you want, boom, and the pricing showed up. And it was actually that platform that we actually used to extract the UC matrix. So when something new goes into GeoQuote, the matrix gets the updates. When new features go into GeoQuote, the matrix gets another green checkbox next to the supplier name. So those are all great things. So we've had technology reveals. The app has been a game changer for our partners. You saw that chart with the fiber, right? That's due in large part because our partners just pull out their phones and look. And we think that as more partners see this, they're going to become more efficient. They're going to be sitting in those 1 or 2 empty seats they're sitting there because they're going to want to be a part of this technology, and they're going to see that this technology is really going to be a rocket booster, and speaking of rockets, to getting their business to the next level. Because the thing that you are in business for is credibility. Credibility with your customers, credibility that you're designing the right things, credibility that you're not guessing, credibility that the network is going to be able to sustain a UCaaS deployment through pre-assessments, credibility that you can run a UCaaS test call using vxsupportline.com, Credibility that every aspect along the way, you're the trusted advisor and they can trust you. Why? Because you have the knowledge, tools, and team. So we're going to drill down right now on the tools and talk about what we've built for you this time.
So as we build tools with you in mind, one of the things we focus on from the beginning is your time. How can we save you more time? As Patrick talked about, be more efficient. If you can spend more time with your customers solving problems, you're going to win more often, and we're excited about that. In addition to that, Patrick talked about credibility. We're in the game of credibility. When you go to a customer, they have got to believe in you and trust in your skills and capability of bringing the right partners to the table. If you remember yesterday in the slides when we talked about the future and what the Technology Services Industry Association believes a future partner will look like, it's multi-vendor, it's an educator, it's a solutions architect, it's you, the things you're doing. And if we can help you do more of that and save time, we feel like we're doing a pretty good job. So in terms of time savings, what we found is that a lot of our partners are out focused on a deal and have to drop everything because a customer calls them and says, "Where's my stuff? I need to know." And it's an important question because you've got customers who are opening up new locations, they're closing down old ones, a service is about to go down, meaning they're going to get rid of it and turn up a new one. Those deadlines matter. And so when they reach out to you, you have to drop everything. No longer can you focus on your existing sale, the existing solution you're designing. You've got to drop things and focus on that. And believe me, we hear that. When we hear you call in, the stress that you're feeling is because here's a person that could possibly question your credibility. In fact, one of our partners said they spent up to 50% of their staff's time focused on order updates and where are they. We know from surveying our own staff that those questions come to us, and we spend 30% of our time updating on where is it. Because not everybody has time to drop what they have and log into a portal. Oh, and by the way, not everybody has a portal. And so we got to call in or email and say, where is this? Oh, it's not where it should be. How do we get it there? And unfortunately, what that does is two things. Number one, it pulls time away from future opportunities that you were engaged in. And number two, it taxes your credibility. And that's the stress that we hear in partners' voice when they reach out to us is, hey, help me look good. I'm worried right now my customer's not being taken care of, and that's my bread and butter. That's what I need to do. So up until today, we've really been in the dark as to where these things are, and we've been wasting a lot of time. It's like we're on the dark side of the moon here, looking for answers of where this is, how do we help our customers faster, and what do we do? Well, that's what our tool is all about today, and we're excited to announce this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you MoonRize. As soon as my slicker, there we go. Right? MoonRize. The reason why we call this technology MoonRize is because, like Adam said, in the past, as of 10 seconds ago, all the way to the past, whenever you put an order in, and it's really almost irrespective of supplier, your order kind of goes around the dark side of the moon, and you're kind of just praying that it comes out the other side and it's working. You know, kind of like the Apollo missions. Please communicate with me sometime with a turned up circuit. And like Adam said, timing is everything because the timing speaks to your credibility. When customers have an order with you, there's really two things at play. Number one, they're replacing something that's existing, right? There is a timeline. If that order is not installed by a certain date, their previous order is going to renew, and they're going to be stuck in another 1 or 2 or 3 years of a contract, right? So the circuits have to be in by a certain date. That's why the customers are feeling pressure. Or second, the customer is turning up a new location, and they're going to start transacting business at that location on a certain date, and if the circuit again isn't turned up, there's no credit cards, there's no phone service, they're not going to be in business. So that's why they're feeling the pressure, and the pressure just rolls downhill. It rolls to you, and then you yell at us, and then we yell at them, and then they call back, and then all of us put in an enormous amount of time. We call it the 30% time tax. It's overhead that we all pay to be in this business because we don't have transparency into the status of our orders, something so simple. And it's kind of like the living next to an airport, right? If you're next to those planes every single day, eventually you stop hearing the planes until someone comes from out of town and says, man, the planes are really loud right here. And you're going, well, what planes, right? The 30% time tax that we've paid because we can't find out the status of our orders is something we've always dealt with as an industry since this industry started. So we're very excited today to show you a little bit and take you on a brief tour of the software and how that's going to change things for you so that you can see things both in your Telarus back office and on the Telarus app, which we're going to go over here in a minute. Again, Something that's super sexy to me is having information in your pocket. I talk to partners and they say, "Where's fiber?" I go, "It's in your pocket," right? You're not happy to see me, your fiber is in your pocket. Just pull out your app and look. And people are going, "What the?" And so when IT starts to build things and bring data to you, my first almost requirement/request is put it on the app, put it on the app. So what we've done is we've done both things. So we've had back office, because most people spend a lot of time on the website. We also have it in your app, kind of a condensed version of it, so that you can be on the go at a call. Customer calls you. "What's the status of my order?" "Just a second." "It looks like it's going to be ready tomorrow. How about that?" Don't have to call us. Don't have to call the carrier. You have it all at your disposal. So this is our back office tool. This is where you're going to find it right here in the top section. It says New Order Status Tool. Okay, that is our MoonRize system hard at work. So all you need to do is click on beta, and we'll get into a second why we actually use the word beta. There are future iterations already in the works to make it better and more robust with more data, and so we're very excited. So our IT staff has been heavy at work doing one of two things. Number one, going out and querying the suppliers' systems. Like Adam said, some of them have back offices, some of them don't. And in many cases, all the suppliers in the room, all you guys, you communicate order status differently, all of you. Some of you will email the partner, some will email the customer and forget to email the partner. Some of you will email the partner, the customer, and us. Some of you don't email at all, just look it up in the portal. And some of them, it's just call on the phone and we'll just tell you. It's anywhere in between on that spectrum. And so what we did is we created, I like to call this, my favorite part, we created a robot army, or an army of robots, either one you want to go, that goes into the supplier's portals every midnight and queries the status of every Telarus order in their system, pulls down that status and puts it into the database. Okay, that happens every night. The robots go out, they do their work. They don't make any noise. They don't, leave any wrappers or anywhere. They do their work. They don't complain. They don't ask for more money. They just go do their thing. And when that data comes back, it comes into this portal. And so what you see is an example of an agent that has 9 orders in flight right now. So he's placed those orders. You can see here, it's got the name of the orders. All you need to do is use this filter right there so you can actually filter through the types of orders that you've got. You've got stuff that's in flight. Of course, we automatically default you to that because that's usually what you're interested in, is what's going on right now. But we also allow you to go back to the ones that have been done and the ones that have been canceled. So those never fully leave your radar. You can always see those going forward. You use that filter, see the orders that you want, and click on the little more information box. So what you see when you come in here, you see the customer's information. On the left, on the right, you see the actual order. So this is an ACC business example. We do a lot of business with ACC business. That's a lot of word business for a sentence. You can go in there, you can see a little bit of the information that you see there, but really the thing that's most important is this workflow that we're going to show you right now. The workflow is like the coolest feature I think our IT department has ever built. And here's the reason why. All of us speak telecom. All of us speak cable, all of us speak UC, but to understand the actual provisioning cycles and processes for every single provider, which all do things different, who all communicate differently, is dang near impossible. And so when we got into this project, we thought order status is builder ready biller scrub. Don't know about you, but I don't know what ready biller scrub means, or where that fits into the process, or if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if I should be worried about it or not worry about it. So we've gone in, and IT and the ops team have mapped out the actual process. And as you can see here, many times with an order, there are parallel tracks that have to happen. There's an engineering track, there's a physical facilities track, there's a finance track that has to happen, and at the end, all of them have to get down to that one complete box at the bottom right-hand corner, somehow, some way. The other fun thing is, as we go through and grab all of these statuses from the carriers and we map those to that actual flow chart, I'm an engineer, I'm a sucker for flow charts. I'm like, flow charts, hang on one more time. Flow charts.
So hot.
Flow charts. Okay, hashtag flow charts is the code for the gamification. I don't even know if it is, but we're gonna have to make it so. So we show you the status log. So anytime a customer calls you, you can say what's happened, what date it happened, and here's the best part. As we start to gather, and we've been gathering this information for just a couple of weeks, But as the months continue on and the years continue on, we're going to have lots of data for all of the carriers so that we can empirically tell you step 1 to step 2 for this carrier, for this product, on average has taken 3.5 days in the past. So with all of that data, we can tell you what your ETA is to the next step on the flow chart. And we can tell you, based on our data, how many days it's going to take to get everybody to complete, based on historical information. So we can ask the carriers, what is your typical SLA between these dates? And they can give us a number. But at the end, it's just a number based on their guesstimate. Okay, we're going to now start using data analytics to assemble this information, to aggregate this information, and then give you literally kind of like when you're on the airplane and you hit the in-flight and it's like current speed, 1,285 kilometers per hour, and you're like, I don't understand that, in miles per hour, please. But the most important thing is it gives you the ETA. It says you're going to land at 4:21 p.m. in your destination, and you're like, okay, well, I got room for one more movie and maybe another blog, and figure out maybe another round of peanuts. But you have expectations, like Don Yos said yesterday. Notice the pronunciation. Thank you.
Very nice.
You're welcome. He said that when there are things forced upon you, it's always really hard. And it's just like being in the airport and you making the change to your trip instead of them forcing the change. The same thing goes for information, right, Shane? When there's bad news, you hate to be blindsided by it. But if there's bad news that you know about, right, you see these things happening in your app or on your website, you can actually reach out to your customer and say, okay, I got some news for you today. It's okay. This has happened before, but we're a couple days late on this one step. That's going to delay the complete date by a couple of days. And you're out ahead of the problem now. You're not being reactive and trying to put out fires now, because we all love firefighting, right? That's why we're in this business. You can get out ahead of it and then work the problem, because now that one glitch will follow through, and now the calculator will recompute, and it'll give you a pretty tight date on what your new ETA is. Because again, setting expectations is everything in this business. It's everything to your credibility. Again, bad news we can handle so long as we know about it in advance, right? Blindside, this is what the MoonRize whole concept is set to do, is to eliminate flying blind, eliminate blind sides, eliminate flying dark. Adam, take us home.
All right. So like anything that we release, we're excited about it. But we do call it beta right now because it's in beta form. But we want you to play with it. That's where we get the best input and feedback. As we talked about yesterday, I talked about future plans and said it should be really retitled Future Ideas. We have a lot of ideas of where this should go and what changes we should make to it and modifications. But we want to hear from you first, because when you're out using it in front of your customer, you're going to tell us things that we didn't anticipate. You're going to give us ideas that we haven't thought through. And as you give us that feedback, we're going to build a better product for you. So starting today, you're going to be able to get into your app and look around. Have some fun, look at the status, see what makes sense. Attend the technical deep dive this afternoon. At about 1 o'clock, I believe it is, there's a technical deep dive with our IT team to talk through questions you may have about details. It's fine to offer suggestions right now about where this goes, because that's what we're doing. It's an iterative process. It's beta right now. We want you to have fun with it. We have some ideas about what we see in there with regard to multi-sites, with the machine learning, where we're developing data to predict when it's going to come out, not just by printed or published SLAs, but by history and what we typically see, and bring that together to you. We're very excited about this, and we do want to recognize the IT team. We've got a few members from our IT team here. If they'll stand in the back and hold your applause until I believe there are 3 of them here. First, Michael Brown, our Vice President of Technology. Also, Daniel Vest, who's been with us for many years. Anything you touch in the back office has probably had Daniel's hands on it. And Shantae also, who does not only deep development, but also BI for us. We want to thank them very much for developing this app and having it ready today. We've also got some members back home who are focused on the launch right now. Some of them were here yesterday to be able to see you and shake your hands. It's nice when you work for people and you develop something for them.
They're watching on Facebook right now.
Hey!
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. But that's payment for them, to see your smiling faces and to know what they do makes a difference. They work hard, they work long hours, and to know that what they're doing is saving you time matters to them. So if you get a chance today, whether it's at the deep dive or it's just in the hallway, say thank you to them. Let them know what you think about the tools that you're using and what difference it makes in your business. It means a lot to us as a company, but also much to our developers who work on this stuff every day for you. Now, another item I want to talk about. This is a beta we mentioned, and we've got 3 providers in there right now. We've got ACC, AirSpring, and Comcast in there ready for the launch. So you're going to see live data. If you've got orders in flight, you're going to see that status now. You're going to see those dynamic flow charts come up. Now, the reason
Flow charts.
Flow charts. So hot.
So hot. Super hot.
It's true. We actually previewed this for a Comcast team last week. It was the only time they're going to have all their PSMs together. And so the support people, of course, very excited. This is not just exciting for partners, but for suppliers as well, who spend time as well. They've got to drop things and go get status and help. And they were excited as well because they know it's going to save their time. But when we got to the engineer table, it was flow charts, baby. It's all about the flow charts.
Actually, when we were at one of the support tables, someone saw this. They got teary-eyed. They're like, "You guys don't know how much of my time you're going to save. I love you."
So remember, 3 providers right now. And so a lot of our wonderful supplier partners are asking us, why was it those 3? And we communicated with each supplier team. We've still got conversations going on. Some are in motion, getting us data. Some of your ops teams right now are working on getting us data. Some are a little slower, and we need your help to push. But we are prioritizing these by 2 things. Number 1 is order volume, but also by the readiness and availability. If you've got an API we can plug into, we're going to do that very quickly. If it's simply scraping your website, we will do that as well. We'll pull that in and get the data. We'll get it whichever way we can, but we're probably going to need some help pushing from your side. If you can enable us to do that, our goal is to have 80% of all orders be, in the tool by the end of the year. We want to make sure we've got the bulk of your orders in there. We'd like to get to 100%, but we know we can get to 80% by the end of the year. So please help us on your side. Help push. Don't go. I know you're texting your teams right now saying, why weren't we in there? Don't throw them under the bus. They've been working on it. We've been communicating with them. Seth has reached out. Likely it's already in flight. And if it is, help push. If not, let's make sure that conversation is going. And we get your information there quickly. It's good for you, it's good for our partners, and everyone wins.
All right, we're going to finish off by actually showing you the app, or the actual MoonRize system in the app. So we can go ahead and project the app screen up there. That is now your current view of your Telarus app. All you need to do is literally refresh the home screen by clicking on the Telarus logo, and you should see 9 logos now instead of 8. Of course, you see right there the order status link is now up and ready. So all I need to do is click on that. Again, you see kind of a consolidated view of the orders that are in flight. Again, the same filter applies from the website as it does here on the mobile app. You can, again, select in-flight orders, canceled orders, or completed orders anytime you'd like. All you do is, again, click on an order, and then you can see here the status log is really the default view, so you can actually see the paper trail, the breadcrumbs of where that order has been, who it's touched. And again, if you don't know where that order corresponds to the flow chart, you click on workflow, and you get the flow chart on your phone. So you can then, if you're like me, you're going to have to zoom in a little bit, put your glasses on, and read where those are. Again, those flow charts are in different sizes, dimensions, aspect ratios, and so we've made it so it's you can zoom it, move it around, do whatever you need to do to see. So again, all the information that we showed you is super exciting. Robot army, flow charts, something that we can all probably agree is pretty dang cool. So we're excited. Again, the reason why we go through the trouble and the expense of building these things, again, is to make you more powerful. And again, to really enhance the tools part of the knowledge tools team equation that makes good agents great. So we're very appreciative of your attendance here today. We hope that you'll love the app. You'll hope that you'll use it. We hope that you'll try to break it. We love that. Let us know. Again, the greatest testament to this software is that you guys have helped build this over the course of the last 15 years. You know, people often lump accolades and praise on Adam and I and the IT team for being so innovative. But when you have hundreds of people using something and thinking about something every day, great ideas come out. And we're very excited to hear those ideas. And just to give you a quick story, back in the 2004 days, when we had our first back office launch, agents would put in requests, and I would open up the live code on the production server, make changes, and say, reload. And everyone's like, yeah, you changed the font color or whatever. I mean, we would make changes literally in real time for partners. It's not that way now. We do have Scrum and design cycles, but we're very excited, again, going all the way back from that legacy to get to this place. Our software developers are just outstanding. In fact, if any of you ever want to come to the office and come see our software developer team in action, you're welcome to do that. In fact, every time I take people, they're like, oh no, not another zoo tour. Like, these are the developers. This is the BI person. Here's the database guy. I mean, but it is pretty exciting. I mean, they have a really cool work environment, and they produce awesome, awesome tools. And I know I'm going to hear about that later, so I apologize for that last comment. You guys, thank you so much. If there's any questions, we're going to be around. Again, like Adam said, was it 1 o'clock? Michael Brown and the IT staff will actually be there for a deep dive. So you can pull out your phones, you can play with it, he can sit there, tell you what to push, and hear your feedback live. So thank you so much. Now, I think it's time to give away $10,000. What do you think, Adam?
I think you're right. Everyone have fun with the app. Save time, be a hero for your customers. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, guys.